Good morning, family. I come to you August the 25th, weekly briefing. I want to speak to you about honestly, about accountability, responsibility, about our budget, consistent hiring practices, citizens services, youth leadership, and Brookhaven future. I believe that leadership must demonstrate through action, not just words. For too long, we have heard this is how we always did it. And that cliche has no merits of no type of doing things either way. We think about baseball as we relate to baseball, where I remember when I played baseball, the best hitters are the one who drove in probably the most runs. I hit the ball the furthest, batted third or fourth. Nowadays, with guys like Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, those guys batting first. I think the theory behind them batting first, the more bats they get, the more chance they can drive in more runs. So past practices can guide us, but it should never prevent us from asking whether there is a better, fair, a more efficient way of doing things for our people, serving our people. If something is working, we preserve it. If something is not working, we improve on it. If something is costing the citizen too much, basically we counsel that as being not necessary. If something costing the citizen unnecessary, we correct it from that standpoint. So listen first, research through, express honestly, then vote responsibly. We must listen to you guys. You guys must know how we're voting. This is your city. This is your money. This is your future. This is your voice, and your voice matters. So again, I want to reflect what you guys are thinking of saying and what you believe in. I think it's important that we do that, as we do certain things within our city budget. I think about, in the past, anything I've done in the past, we try to have a better future for it. So again, if we spent money in the past in an area that we thought was necessary, we want to correct it this coming time. We don't want to make the same mistakes. Every dollar matters. Every contract matters. Every position matters. And every vote matters. So if anything we did when we first walked in, we should do a self-assessment of ourselves and understand we don't want to do those things again. If you've been honest about yourself, about what the city to improve. This is not about looking backwards, simply to assign blame, but we look forward to learn and to lean so we can improve what's in front of us with wisdom. So we look back to make sure things that we did in the past we won't do anymore, especially if they wasn't beneficial. So again, as we set this new budget, for this upcoming year, it's important that we understand a few things for our citizens. We need to hire people, at least have an idea of people we're hiring, what their qualifications are, basically what the experience is. So when those things are not practices, it's hard to hire a person when you don't have any knowledge of his experience or qualifications. So it's hard to set a budget when you don't see supervisors who not being accountable in how we're spending the money. So those things is important as you guys see this coming year that we ask questions. But I think it's important that we're not held in the blind and making quality decisions. It's important that we see what we're trying to vote on. It's important that the daily operation allows us to have us information we need to make sure we can make quality decisions about certain things. Also, the boulevard. We did make that assessment with our engineer this past time about saying that basically the turn between Brookway Plaza and Wendy's, it will be reassessed. So again, I just think it's important that basically, and they're going to do a study on it. It's important that basically as we hire people, just like we hired Mr. Dustin Bearfield, in the same process of reviewing his resumes and everything else, that everybody's under the same expectations and guidelines. So again, make sure you understand that that's where, as we do budget, that we're gonna make sure as we reassess the boulevard situation, saying the improvements we made there, as we reassess any hires we made based on how we hired those people, that we're gonna make sure that those things are done. We can't assume because the previous administration was the one that approved the boulevard that basically that can't be fixed if it's a problem. It's our job to make sure that whatever is done, that is correct the right way. So again, whether it's employees, whether it's infrastructure. It's important that we understand what our job title is from that standpoint. Also, I've got one initiative that I really want to push more for our next generation. And I think it's important that our generation from 15 to 35, I want to hear more from you guys and ask you guys really to talk to me more and let me know what you guys are thinking. I really want you to be a part of my process and everything that we push on my behalf. Mississippi has a special general election on June the 3rd. We ask you guys, please make sure that you get out there and vote. Again, make sure you register right now. That's very important. Also, I guess in closing tonight, briefly, it's not about assigning blame or policies purposes. It's about acknowledging mistakes, and we made some in the past. We're not too big to say we hadn't made any, but it's about correcting the problem. So basically, regardless who did the mistake, whether 3 years ago, last administration, it's important us to assess the problem and have a plan to fix the problem. So I think that's very important that as we embark on new money, old money, it's important that we understand what our goals are. So again, let us face the facts that let us correct what need to be corrected. Let us protect what need to be protected, and then let's build what need to be built. Leadership, accountability, and process. Again, that's who we are. Again, that leadership, accountability, and process. Building Brookhaven together, leading with wisdom, building with a purpose. Thank you, and may God continue to bless the city of Brookhaven and the citizens. Thank you.